So, hello, good evening. How you doing? Welcome along. It's not good morning. I nearly said good morning. Hello, Richard.
Good morning, Dan. How are you doing?
Good morning. I take it by me saying good morning, we're all going to sort of like start queuing up for Piers Morgan's job. You know,
it should be morning somewhere, and I think I'd be good at Piers Morgan's job, and I'd like to throw my hat into the ring.
Oh,
how hard can it be?
Well, not very. You just take it and you kind of do that. And
also offending people these days is just a given by existing. So yes, it should be a very straightforward affair.
Good Morning Britain just needs Let's Talk Trek 7 days a week. That's what we need.
Absolutely. It does need more Trek. That can't be denied. Like instead of the weather, we know what the weather's going to be like. It's going to be cold. It's going to rain. So instead of the weather, let's have a Trek every update on the hour. You know.
If we're going to go into daytime TV, can we do Saturday daytime TV? Because they have generally those cooking shows, and I quite like the idea of getting to sample all the bits of cooking while people are making it. So,
well, you mean we could do some cooking, mix some drinks, value some stuff, have some guests on. Hang on, that's our format.
I'm thinking that 8 o'clock in the morning, someone's there. Oh, it's an Italian chef. Oh, try this and this red wine. That's acceptable. If someone gives it you live on telly, you can't say no to red wine and pasta for breakfast.
I can't say no to pretty much anything. So, we got everyone, all the regulars are here, all the lovely people are here already. Megan, hi Megan, hi April, hi Megan, hi Nadim, hey Christoph, hey Linda from Chicago with the bean. Oh, fantastic. It's good to see you guys. It always is lovely to see you guys.
Exactly. So,
Richard Cisco should do the weather. I know we said about replacing
the weather.
How would the Cisco do the weather, Richard?
Hang on. Come back to me later and let me find the weather. And then we'll come back to me and I'll read it.
Like we said, it's going to just be rain. So
I bet I can do it better than Thomas Schaffenacker. He does it very well, but I think I can do it better than him because I don't need to comb my hair. It's not a case of me forgetting to like he does. I can actually just dispense with the whole thing.
My haircut, by the way, this evening is courtesy of the present Mrs. Dillon with her clippers. Fine job she's done. Thank you, Claire.
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to think of how many of our features have been stolen by daytime TV. So there's cooking and food and drink on a Saturday. Richard Reed's was nicked by Richard and Judy for their book club. So they stole that.
Graham Norton has been stealing my feature of weird stuff he's found on the internet for years.
Yes, very true.
Reeves and Mortimer stole our theme tune.
The Antiques Roadshow stole Carl's Collectables Corner. And keeping people in line while people talk about the news, Dara O'Brien's been nicking my feature for years.
And Ant and Deck both stole my hair.
I said to Claire last night, if you took Stephen Mulhern, is he actually what would happen if you crossbred Ant and Deck?
Do you have a forehead like that?
You've seen them all together.
Right, okay. This is a Trek show. Should we crack on with some Trek?
I'm really looking forward to talking about some Star Trek this week. I really am.
Absolutely.
Right.
We haven't done it for weeks, so we may as well start.
Right, let's start with introductions. I'm Dan from Trekkie Guys of the Galaxy. At the side of me is Carl.
Evening.
Hello. Below me is James tonight.
Hello.
And below Carl is Richard.
Hi, I'm Richard. I do the weather as Cisco.
Do you have a giant map of the UK that you jump across in the middle of it?
I haven't, but I can get one for next. I can do something for next week if you like.
Do you know, I was only saying to my friend Doc earlier that I was once on Richard and Judy back in the 90s. I was at the Albert Dock walking past, when they used to film, and they were basically in a shopping centre. And so I thought, we'll just walk past the window. And it was obviously half term, there were kids everywhere, and we got stuck against the window like this, the crowd. And someone was having a medical episode behind us, so the ambulance turned up as well. It was just chaos. And I was just looking at Richard and Judy; they were talking to the camera. Also, all the stuff from Fred's weather map went missing around that time, and I know where it ended up.
You know that enclosed pool in Margate Harbour?
Yes.
Why could we not set up some sort of styrofoam map of the UK in there.
I just that we've got many viewers from around the globe that are watching now, going, "Who are Richard and Judy? Who's Fred?
Yeah.
What's an inflatable weather map?"
Fred, I think, may have gone to prison for being a very naughty boy.
Yes, wearing some very inappropriate jumpers.
Oh, this show is going so well. All right. We'll submit this for the award show.
Interesting idea. This evening, we're going to be making
lugworms.
If we're having
lugworm digging.
If we're having someone to cook, can we have that Italian chef, the one that used to work with Jamie Oliver, the old bloke?
No, let's get Gordon Ramsay.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. I'd love to fight him. I mean, cook with him.
I can't think of his name.
Who's the one that actually does it on the breakfast show? The Gino De Campo. He's brilliant. I love him. He's so funny.
In fairness, if we're doing our virtual Trek morning breakfast show, Neelix, you remember Neelix did a show on Voyager every morning, waking up with Neelix. He did. This is sort of where this idea can sort of go towards.
The thing is, no one liked Neelix at all. I mean, why would they tune into it?
Can I have Cooking with Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall, please?
I beg to differ. I think if we put it to our viewer and ask him, stroke her, what they think, I think they'll say that Neelix was good comic relief for the very serious Voyager storyline. I like Neelix. I have to admit, it was a bit naff first couple of seasons, but the whole show of Voyager was a bit naff the first couple of seasons. Everything grows on you a bit. And they cut the deadwood. They got rid of Jennifer Lien, and because she just couldn't act. But they kept Neelix because, okay, he couldn't act at first, Ethan Phillips, but he did get a lot better as it went on.
And they kept axing Garrett Wang, but kept finding ways to bring him back in the same episode. He'd die, he'd come back. He'd die, he'd come back.
Should we crack on with some features?
It's all talking about Star Trek like this is some sort of Trek show.
I know, this is concerning. It's not our usual format.
No. Cooking on screen and a real cooking, you're upcoming. We could do, to be fair, I mean, this is all when lockdowns ended, etc. We could do a cooking show. Personally, I can't cook, but I can eat. So that's, yeah, exactly.
I won't cook then. That's format already available.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've got a new feature. Once lockdown is finished, we're going to do a live show together. We're all going to get together at some point. You will be able, as viewers,
ingredients: a rubber duck and some cherries.
As viewers, you will be able to donate. We will buy takeaway and tell you how it tasted. That's.
That's my sort of cooking right there.
Excellent. Right, so let's get on with tonight's show, as we've already wasted most of our budget in time.
We've been talking about Star Trek for a change. How can it be wasted?
Pull the lever. Yes, because this feature is very Star Trek, obviously.
This evening's cocktail is the screwdriver, and here's one I prepared earlier. No.
So which Star Trek episode are we going to watch this particular cocktail with, James?
This particular cocktail I've chosen to watch with TNG Series 3, Episode 1, Evolution, which you may remember as the one with the nanites.
It's one of my favourites, yeah.
Well, there you go. You'll enjoy that and this cocktail. So, to start with, you will require the cocktail shaker. I've already put the ice in there and chilled the whole thing in the freezer just to save a little bit of time and keep it cool. I'm going to add... Has Dan done that without even being... Oh, he is there. He's down at the bottom. Right. Okay. Where's my recipe? I'm going to put 1 part simple syrup.
As opposed to complicated syrup.
Yes.
Or multiple personality syrup.
Right. In goes the schizophrenic syrup. 1 part Ferengi lime juice. Now, gentlemen, what do we know about Ferengi lime?
That it looks like it comes from a bottle from Tesco.
Very, very moist.
Snails.
This is.
No, it's happening.
There we go. Right, that's in there. What other ingredients do I need? Let's see. Oh, God. Right. Triple sec. I think we've used triple sec from some other random planet in the galaxy before, but for this evening, I'm just going to use Cointreau.
Why not?
1 part. Ooh. Steady. I was Tom Cruise's body doubling cocktail, you know.
Well, I'm going to go with Wall, but if that's the wrong pronunciation, please let us know.
Right, the last ingredient principally is our friend tequila. Richard, do you know any songs about tequila?
I do. I know a song about tequila, but it got me into trouble legally.
Ooh,
you and I both into trouble legally.
Here we go.
But only in Australia.
Have you ever been to Australia?
No, but it got us into trouble just in Australia when we did that song.
G'day.
Yeah. Right, okay, that's enough of the tequila. Let's put that away. Right.
I played a gig once in a pub called the Red Lion, and it was, have you guys seen the Cortis and the Blues Brothers when they've got the canes in front of the band and they're throwing drinks at them? Yeah. And I played a Blues Brothers song in that pub. I played Everybody Needs Somebody. And I'm not joking. It was that flipping rough. It was like you were in Australia. It really was. I was expecting someone to come up and introduce themselves as Donk.
You call that a knife?
Right, so that's enough of that for the moment. We'll come on to the question of the item hanging behind me a little later. The final ingredient, which I have to unpack, is something our regular viewer may remember us encountering last week. It was the leftover Romulan ice. So let's pop that in.
Didn't that give you a level 11 hangover, James?
I was going to say, I remember what happened as a consequence of having Romulan ice.
Yes.
I remember you spending all of Monday. You spent all of Monday messaging our group complaining about your hangover.
That looks delicious. Right, in one, James, go on.
No, I want to enjoy the colour changing feature.
In one. Go on.
The thing about it is it kind of looks like you've got toilet duck floating in there, doesn't it?
Don't make me
Not a bit.
Right,
it looks like you've mixed a drink out of anything you can find in rehab.
Oh, I'm not downing that. A margarita is just too good to waste downing.
It's like toilet duck with bits of blue loo floating in it.
It is a gorgeous margarita. That has really set that off. I'm really enjoying that.
That does look nice. Now drink it all.
Don't say it's a margarita.
In the background.
If you say,
look, I've got plenty more to go. Oh, blimey!
You said the word margarita now. One of the tricky girls will just appear.
Yeah, that's true. Where are you, Sam?
James does look good, doesn't he? He's a very handsome chap.
Right, so to answer the question, this is something I got at the closing auction for the Wonderful Pages bar. It was one of the bar staff uniforms, and it is exceptionally well made. The problem is, it's for a lady and a lady who's probably about size 8, neither of which I have ever been. But I thought, I'd probably frame it at some point.
So right now, we need, please, a size 8 lady, if you're watching the show. We need one. We'd like you to come and wear that. Is that literally it, or does it come with trousers? Is that?
No, it didn't come with any trousers.
There you go. So we need a forward-thinking lady that's a size 8 that's willing to wear that uniform.
Right.
And come on the show.
So thank you for making the cocktail today, James. Before we progress
it's a dirty job, Dan, but someone has to do it.
I know. Before we progress to our next item, today in the United Kingdom, but not in America, apparently it's a different day, it is Mother's Day. That's right, the day to remember all mothers. So I thought it might be fun.
Oh, Dan, no, it's Mothering Sunday.
Mothering Sunday. I thought it might be fun to have a quick discussion about mothers in Star Trek.
Absolutely. Who's your favourite? Come on, it's obvious who it is. Come on. It's not Loxana, it's Moogie. It's got to be Moogie. Come on.
No. It has to be.
Moogie's the best mum.
Moogie's not the best mum. Moogie basically hates
who's just in the corridor drinking tea.
Well, I'm going for Moogie. Sorry, Dan, you're going for...
Oh, it's got to be. It's a toss-up between Crusher and Samantha Wildman, because both of them just essentially abandon their child on a spaceship and just let them run wild. So,
well, they can't get very far, can they?
No, they are rather enclosed.
Roxana's has some of the best lines. She's a very good contender. Carl, who would you go for?
You know what? I'm going to go with your first point of Moogie.
That's because you're correct. Yeah,
I really like the character of Moogie, but I'm a big fan of the Ferengi, so...
I think her characters, from a sociological perspective, the way she evolves throughout the DS9 series and the way that the Ferengi race evolve and become a bit more, let's face it, civilized, and her being instrumental as a woman and as a mother in that is fantastic. So, yeah, it's got to be Moogie for me.
James, who would you?
I'll go for Picard's mum only because, she is sitting in the corridor drinking tea.
Fair enough.
And that's the only time we ever see her.
I mean, you think raising a child on a starship must be amazingly easy. You go out to work to do your shift in stellar cartography or engineering, what have you. Literally, you walk past the door and you just like, computer, erect a level 10 force field. The child.
Level 10?
That's a bit extreme for a young one, isn't it?
No, your small child is not going anywhere. Right, somebody should rightly raise, what about Keiko?
What about Keiko?
Yeah, what about her? Worst man ever, to be honest.
Oh, hold on. I'm Keiko. I don't like my husband's job. I'm not going to support him. I'm going to run off to Bajor and study plants for a year and take my child with me and occasionally come back and taunt him on the fact that I'm still on Bajor. No.
Yeah. Yeah, not being funny.
Nag, wasn't she?
Yeah. Sorry, say again, James? I didn't quite catch that.
A bit of a nag.
She was not a bad mum, but in Trek Mum, she was terrible.
Actually, I saw it on one of the groups this week that the Janeway biography is out, and that suggests that she's a mother, and that she's got children who she never mentions and we've never seen.
Sorry, who's that?
Janeway.
No, she had dogs. She had two dogs.
She had the Irish setters, didn't she?
Well, I've not read the book. They're not children, James. The canines.
So Alan's rightly put here, Alexander Troy, daughter of the Fifth House.
Fifth House, Beta said, holder of the sacred chalice of Rix and heir to the holy rings of Beta said.
I'm sorry,
She
ma'am.
has a very good butler, doesn't she?
And you shall not pass.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you just spell that for me, please? Thank you. Right, well, there we go. So there's our thoughts on who has the best mothering ability. Wesley has weird powers. You'd need level 10 force field. See?
It just phased through
Yes,
it.
one of them isn't growing a moustache, though, is it?
Or being less whingy as the series goes on.
Oh, he does get very whingy, doesn't he?
But the moment he wasn't left behind the level 10 force field on the ship or in his quarters, he managed to kill somebody in a shuttlecraft. I'm just saying, force field save lives. Yeah, that's what we're going.
What are you doing a call on Starburst? Were you?
Let's have a serious Trek moment here and think, because this is a massive difference between the original series and what they did in TNG. When they had, I mean, the first thing Picard mentions when he gets command of the ship is like, I don't want to make an ass of myself here. The Federation is going through a period of completely unprecedented peace, where they've not had their asses kicked or been in a fight with anyone for so long. So they built the Galaxy-class ship as a ship to encourage. I mean, kind of what we're going through now with lockdown and everyone working from home and having your families in the workplace and all the rest of it. That's kind of what they did, isn't it? That's what the Galaxy-class starship was designed to be. It was a place for families. It was a place, it was a ship of peace. Obviously, it could defend itself. But the reason it was so big was not to make it so battle-hardy. It was to accommodate families. So you could, when you went on your 5-year mission, you're not leaving your family behind, which is, one of the very sad things we've learned in the Picard prequel books when they can no longer do that. That happens with Raffi and her family. I mean, and this was the 80s. I mean, how forward-thinking, how brilliant was Star Trek to come up with that concept? I think it's absolutely fantastic. I really do.
Oh, none of us actually mentioned Mariner's mother either, because in Lower Decks.
Good point.
She's got.
To be fair, Lower Decks is bollocks, so yeah. wasn't going to include it in the discussion.
bit harsh. Right, so thank you for quickly chat about Mothering Sunday. A big hello, a big thank you to all the mothering people, mothers that are out there. You all do a wonderful job. On behalf of the rest of the world, we do appreciate everything that you do for us and for children in general. So thank you very much for that. Right, moving on.
Brilliant.
Yes, I mean, my children have thrown up on me, been nothing but a pleasure today.
But
no, there's no but.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought there was like more to go with that. Right, moving on. Let's press the button.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Ooh, magic.
I can't get enough of it.
Right, so this week, dear viewer, on our Collectables Corner, a couple of weeks back, I was doing a bit of organising and... sound effects. I was doing a little organising around the old man cave, and I found something in one of my computer drawers, and I thought, I wonder if I can make this work. And I dug it out, and I had to play around, and I actually managed to get it work. Now, quick clip for you. Who remembers this?
My word. I mean, obviously the effects are a bit dated, but wasn't the audio and the sound effects and everything, wasn't that just superb?
That was
absolutely
5.1 surround in 1997. This came
and
out.
I am bald enough. I am bald enough. I want to do it.
1997 this came out, and I managed to get it working on my machine. You just set it up into like a Windows XP running mode, and you can play the game. And it was great.
Fantastic.
It just brought all these... Hey, what?
Fantastic.
So James is still in 1997.
Yeah, so I popped it in the machine. I had a play on it, and it just brought back all the like memories.
Has your Windows machine got a CD drive?
No, I've got an external Blu-ray.
James is the only person I know that's got a computer with a CD drive.
I'll get anything you need. I've got on this machine, trust me. But yeah, 1997 this came out, and I remember as a 16-year-old, this was what I wanted for Christmas, and I couldn't believe my luck when I opened the box and this was in it.
And you said goodbye to your family for the rest of Christmas.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm so happy. I love you, Mum and Dad, so much.
Yeah.
Now I'm off tomorrow. Yeah.
5 CDs this came
in this were the last time that William Shatner had Kirk, with the exception of when he did that god-awful bit with Seth MacFarlane on the Oscars about 5 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember this game at all.
What?
It's a brilliant game.
Now, I think it comes down to probably my machine wasn't quick enough to play it back then, and as such, it was out of my reach, and it was like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
you guys know I play a lot of Star Trek Online, but I generally there's a kind of period of my life when I discovered alcohol where I didn't play any computer games at all. But before that, the one I played the most was Star Trek: The 25th Anniversary. You know, the point-and-click game where you were Kirk and McCoy and Spock, and that was brilliant. And you can play that online now for free, like in a Flash player. You know, Star Trek, and it is great. There's so many good tie-ins, and it's great fun to play. And it's one of these classic games where you actually have to think and use your noggin a little bit. You know, I suppose you could just Google it, but rather than just Googling it, you kind of figure out how to complete the missions. As much as I like Star Trek Online, that side of things is lacking, because that's not how games are made these days. You want to play some classic Trek. Star Trek Academy and Star Trek 25th Anniversaries are superb games, really are.
Yeah, some of the old classic PC games were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
you got the strategy side of them too, with things like Birth of the Federation. You know, the Voyager Elite Force was your first-person shoot 'em up one if you wanted.
Oh yeah, actually, that was on the same engine they did the first Doom one. I think that actually played really well. Yeah, it played really well.
Yeah. And most of these games now, if you want them, they were pretty expensive back then, same as like a modern day game. But you can pick these things up off eBay now for like 10, 15 quid. And to throw yourself back sort of like 25 years to when they first came out and just lose yourself and enjoy again, that to me, that's money well spent.
Star Trek Borg is a very good game if you get a chance to play that. And the game that I used to play all the time, if I can put it up on the screen, was this one. I remember playing this religiously, which was a Final Unity, which was the
and that was another point-and-click one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely. So,
another point-and-click jobby, yeah.
No,
but, yeah, that really is. If the people who make Star Trek Online are watching, and I'm sure they are, really love your game.
Get hold of if you do fancy getting yourself some PC games is this compilation one, which has several. So it's got the extended Chekhov missions for Starfleet Academy if you have the original game.
Oh, the Generations one.
It's got the Generations game. It's got the one that Dan's just pointed out. And also this one in the middle here, I think is the one you were on about, Richard, isn't it?
25th Anniversary, yeah. I spent hours playing that when I was like 14 years old, you know.
Does it have Star Trek Borg in it as well?
It doesn't, unfortunately, no. No.
Well, talking about the best Star Trek mums... Borg Queen, never mentioned her. Surely.
She's looking after billions, isn't she?
Billions of children.
Do you think there's some Borg king somewhere paying masses of child support?
Trying to get them all out of the house on time.
Yeah. I need some family law advice.
It only counts as one child. They're all part of the same group mind.
I'd love to run that one with the child maintenance service.
Oh, crikey, Alan.
But a floppy, wow. What, the 3.5 inch? Or I played Star Trek one. Star Trek the 25th Anniversary, I did play on a 5-inch proper floppy disk. That's what I used to play it on, yeah.
Okay, I hate to have to do this. I'm going to play the moderator card. It is time for us, unfortunately, to move on from Star Trek games.
No, hang on, wait, how much, Carl? How much?
Well, like I say, when they originally came out, they were same as modern day games, anywhere £40 upwards. Sorry, 4,000 pence upwards.
Thank you.
But you can pick these up on eBay now for anywhere between £1,000 to £1,500 pence. Like I say, money very well spent, in my opinion.
Fantastic.
Right, let's move very quickly on with this one.
It's a fake.
Oh,
that's my favourite new intro, that.
Right, I've got some wonderful fake news. There's no clip, there's just an image to show. If the image maker can make the image appear.
Certainly, if you give me 2 seconds, I will present.
I'll waffle a bit first. So this is some great and fake news. This is brilliant. You're going to like this.
Here we go.
Yes, so this is the news that LeVar Burton has been cast as Blade in the reboot that's coming out. LeVar Burton has been cast as Blade in the upcoming reboot by the MCU for the Blade, which was made famous by Wesley Snipes. Personally, I'm really looking forward to this. I think because he's a great actor, And we had that episode where he sort of turned into a vampire, didn't we? Where he was invisible. I don't know, whatever. But yes, I think this is
Being invisible doesn't make you a vampire.
Well, vampires are invisible sometimes, aren't they? Especially in mirrors. You've never seen one in a mirror. They're invisible. So he's halfway there.
A vampire was bitten by a werewolf.
Yeah. So the truth to this story is actually funnier. So this is in a recent interview, Wesley Snipes has claimed that he was in the running to play Geordie in TNG. Apparently, he was in the. Okay, yeah. So you're very close, Christoph. This is true. In a recent interview, Wesley Snipes has said that he very nearly got the role to play Geordie. He's glad he didn't, he said, because his film career took off. Now,
just like his tax bill, eh?
Well, I read I read the full interview because I'm a big fan of Wesley Snipes because I regularly will know I'm a martial artist myself, and I follow the martial arts. And Wesley Snipes is a black belt in actually 3 different types, and he's a great actor and a great performer. Sadly, he does have a love of the Hobbit's leaf, and he does get a bit confused about things, especially in the 80s. So how much truth there is to the fact that he was originally going to play Geordie, I'm afraid I'm calling shenanigans on that.
Right. Okay, thank you for that. Right, we're going to progress with actual real news. So here we go. I'm going to speed through these as quick as we can because we are pushing for time. Right, so
it's all good fun.
Next up, it is the news that WonderCon at Home is going to have a Star Trek presence. You can watch along with this. This is another convention that this year has decided to do it from home. It's going to have a lovely Star Trek presence. More details, for that, check the WonderCon page, and there'll be details of what panels and things they're going to be doing. It's going to be free to watch on the internet, and it might give you something to do at the weekend. So,
are they going to hire us?
No, unfortunately not.
Probably not worth watching.
They are not as forward-thinking as Virtual TrekCon. That's the trouble.
Oh, we like Virtual TrekCon.
We love Virtual TrekCon. I can say this as well. Talking of Virtual TrekCon, I have messaged one of the lovely Ryan from Virtual TrekCon, who said that he'd love to come on and be interviewed by us about the upcoming Voyager documentary. So we're going to get him on in the next couple of weeks.
Marvelous.
How does he know what he's letting himself in for? Has no one thought of the consequences?
And Marie, make sure you warn him for us.
Right, moving on. Here we go. Next up, the new faces from Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Oh, yeah, no, I've got the casting news for this. So you've got Happy Slappy, Mr. Haddock, Bill and Ben there, and that's all we know.
I believe, having heard them speaking, I believe this centre lady is Australian. She has a very Australian accent.
She could be playing any nationality, couldn't she?
Yeah, but she sounds very Australian when she's speaking.
She could be an alien, mate.
What? You call that a phaser?
This is a phaser.
This is a
I've got a donk.
We're going to go explore some strange new worlds.
You don't get much stranger than
in the 80s.
Oh, right. Okay. Moving on, quickly on. So, yeah, new faces from Strange New Worlds. We know nothing about them other than the fact that these are some of the new cast members. We don't know what they're playing, don't know what the cast names are going to be. All of that will come out over the next couple of weeks. So,
the gentleman on the far left hasn't. Well, no. So he looks like he's got a girlfriend who's a beautician who said, "I'll sort your eyebrows out," and then something's happened, and he's got the raving arsehole.
No, what's happened here is, I'm going to pluck your eyebrows. Ow. Right, that's enough. You're not doing any more now.
Yeah, it's like that scene out of Friends with Joey, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. That's it, yeah. And he's not happy about it. He's got a little tear like Joey had with his tweezers down his short. He's like, what's happening about this eyebrow business?
I love the fact that he looks really upset by his eyebrows, and the rest of them are like, ha, this is what we have.
Well, look at James, do it live on air, James. Go on, do it, James. Live on air. Just get one. Go on. No, dare you?
You won't tell
I
me
like
much
my
for them.
fiercely masculine eyebrows as they are.
Those aren't cosmetic tweezers. Those are soldering tweezers. You won't pluck anything with them.
Quick question for the production officer here. 2 seconds.
Those are man tweezers.
Look how fine they
Sorry,
are.
the production officer just on the earpiece.
Sidebar.
Has James finished his cocktail yet? Drink it, you pussy.
In which case, we want to see you in that cocktail dress.
Oh. Why do I have a picture of Nicholas Mayer? Anyone know?
Because he's trying to make a TV series
based on
SETI Alpha 5.
Indeed.
SETI Alpha 5. You didn't think this was SETI Alpha 6, did you?
Not only that, he's also apparently pitching a Trek movie to CBS that will fit in between current known canon and fill in some of the holes. That's all he said, but he's pitching a new Trek movie. Moving on, Star Trek and the History Channel. What's the...
I know about this one. This is the way that the History Channel now don't do actual history. They do aliens and shit.
Yeah. They're doing a documentary series about the census share. It's going to be a Star Trek type documentary series. History Channel are going to be showing it. It'll be out later on in the year. We will tell you when that is. Moving on. Woo! Oh, what is this?
That's the undercarriage of DS9.
It is. It looks like the ore processing centre.
The power core.
I've never heard it called that before.
The ore processing centre is down at the base of DS9.
That's my ore processing centre. It always looks like that.
That's right. I just thought he was really pleased to see me. Right, this is the new Eagle Moss XL model. This is the big DS9 model. These are some of the pictures from it. So there's this one. The new one comes with a stand. So
it's a quote stand.
It actually hovers above your desk rather than the old.
Yeah, DS9. My one had to. I got some fishing wire to hang my one.
Yeah,
didn't come with a stand.
Just sits on the shelf, doesn't it? Yeah, this new one sits about an inch and a half off.
I'd like to take a moment just to say how much we admire the people at Eagle Moss's work in reproducing, especially the Mail on Freighter, that we all have a copy of.
Yeah, I've got the cloaked one just there.
Yeah, me too. There you go. And the cloaked bird of prey.
Oh, Carl's got the non-cloaked one. That's rubbish.
Oh, yeah.
I have
mate,
the standard edition.
You just can't, honestly, you can't go a day without witnessing your Mail on Freighter, can you?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I bask in its glory every time I walk into my room. It's
so yeah, these are pictures from the new DS9 model. It's about £75. So
Let's take them. I don't know if you guys, I'm presuming you guys have all seen the DS9 documentary. So you'll have seen the original design plan for the DS9 space station. That was frankly pants. Let's all take a moment just to appreciate how wonderful the final design they came up with looked. You know, it looks Kardashian. It looks, it's iconic. You look at it, you know what it is straight away. And
it is very cool.
It's because there's so much sci-fi, because there's so many spaceships, there's so many space stations, and everyone's kind of doing it. To have something to come up with a design like that that's so iconic that everyone knows what it is when they look at it, and there's nothing like it. Wow, what an incredible feat that was! Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
and the Babylon 5, on the other hand, was just sort of tube with a couple of prongs on the end, wasn't it?
Now, Paul Simons just asked, is this any bigger than the initial one they brought out without the stand? Yes, it is, Paul. Let me just bring up the press briefing for it. This one is... Let me have a read through my email. This one is 8 inches across, which makes it 1 to 72,000 scale.
It's about that big, isn't it?
And it's 74.95.
8 inches is that, isn't it? Roughly.
That's why your wife can't reverse a car. Yes. So yeah, beautiful piece of model work. £75. It's a big ask, though. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of money. If you wanted to really.
The model kit from the 90s with all the fiber optics that I sort of started on. Carl's waving his finger. I think he's got the same one. I started on it in the 90s, and it's been in a box ever since. I mean, when I retired,
this model
that's the one. It's a lovely thing. I mean, that's about Yaby.
So that kit, I take it that kit's not a snap together one, no?
No, you have to glue it together.
Yeah. And
but frankly, you've got to drill out about 25,000 windows.
This is my question. So, as you guys know, I did my own lit up version.
Here's my special drill for drilling windows.
This is okay. So this is what I'm alluding to. So, as you're aware, I built a Enterprise lit model you've seen the pictures of. I auctioned off for charity some years ago, and I made a start on doing a Voyager one. And I discovered that I could no longer have the time to instruct my butler to drill out the windows. Because I just couldn't face it. I just couldn't take it anymore. I really couldn't. And I've still got the bits in the loft, but I just couldn't face it anymore. But your top tip, please, must tell you guys, if you're going to go into yeah, that's the one. If you're going to do it, go to your local dentists, ask for their old drills. Okay? They're old drill bits. Ask for old drill bits. They'll fit the hand drill that James showed up there. They'll fit in that perfectly. That's just a standard hand drill.
Hand drill, yes. It's not powered.
You go to your local dentist. They throw away their old drill bits. Get them. They're much better than any proper modelling ones you'll buy. And they make the job a lot easier. There's your top tip.
For the such fine detail work because they snap so
absolutely,
easily.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, so that's sort of this week's news. I'm sure there's going to be more news, but I probably missed it because it's been a busy week. Busy week.
Here's some news. Yesterday we heard that Murray Walker had died. He's nothing to do with Star Trek, but Murray Walker was the voice of Formula One forever, and he was brilliant, and I miss him. That's all I wanted to say on the subject.
If talking of if we're going to do people that have passed away, unfortunately, this week, not quite Star Trek, but Cliff Simons from Stargate passed away as well.
Yeah. Something involving kite surfing, I understand.
Yeah, played Ball, which is great actor. I was amazed at how young he was, actually. He's only 54, 55.
Yeah, he was a proper, really good baddie, wasn't he?
But I wouldn't have put him as being as young as he was with the character he played, considering how old SG-1 now is.
Oh, totally, yeah. I mean, SG-1 finished in, 2007? 2008?
Yeah, I think so.
And he was in it from season 5, so that takes him back to 2003. So that was 17 years ago. So he was only in his 30s when he was playing this ancient Goa'uld warlord.
Right, back to Star Trek. Paul Simon says it's not much bigger than the one that he's got because that one's 6 inches wide. Carl,
what's he talking about?
The DS9. Haven't you got the
okay, just checking.
The Playmates one as well?
Yes, I've got the. So that's the original Eagle Moss one.
Okay.
That's what I've got on fish.
Let's bring him.
It's a good job that I seem to have everything to hand, isn't it? And then that's the Playmates one.
Oh, that's the one you reviewed a few. That's beautiful. I love that one.
That's a lovely bit of model there.
That's the one.
That's the size difference between those.
Can we
two.
see the ore repository on that one?
You can. There it is. It's.
Oh, that's a big one. Look at that.
Look at
That's
that.
the base. That's not...
Look at the ore processing center on that beauty.
Anyone think you have a room full of Star Trek stuff?
I know. Like I say, it's all within arm's reach. Gotta love it.
Unlike James, who has an attic full of Star Trek stuff.
Not for long.
Well, I'm looking to move house.
You should get yourself a room full of Star Trek things when you move. Right, moving on.
Yeah.
Right, so let's stop nattering. Let's get on with features. Features and features and features galore. Oh, God, someone asked a question. We've got to do it now.
It's Bob.
Let me have a look.
Don't you call it Bob, Carl?
No, it isn't, unfortunately. It's just the scale one that came with the...
Bob.
Yeah, I'll call it Bob. But yeah, it's just the scale one that came with it.
Fair enough. That answers that one. Right, moving on with our next feature, which involves me remembering what we're doing. It's this one. Every week we've been asking you, what is Chase talking about?
Thank you so much for telling me that story. That is really, really wonderful. That's one of the nicest things anyone has ever told me in my time on Star Trek.
You have 5 minutes to put an answer in. We will tell you if you're right or wrong. Moving on.
What's the prize, Dan? Remind us.
The prize at the moment is 10 strips of gold plus platinum.
10 strips?
I thought it was lunch with me, but...
Yeah, we tried it, but no one was answering, so we're going to move on to gold plus platinum. Woo!
Now, the thing is, I was feeling slightly guilty about the length of the clip I've selected for this week until Carl played his Starfleet Academy clip.
Mine was shorter, believe it or not.
I no longer feel guilty. So every time I find a fan-made project that I stick up here, I always comment on how clever you people are. That you take something and you make it better than it was originally. So we've seen examples of that, haven't we? We've seen people putting new CGI over previous dodgy effect shots and so forth. There is a point beyond which you can't do that, I think. So if you take, say, Flash Gordon from the 1920s with the rocket ships that fly past with a sparkler hanging out the back, it just wouldn't work, would it, if you were to put, like, 21st century CGI in. But on this particular example, I found that someone has made a fresh trailer for the film Star Trek Generations. Now, Generations is one of my favourites, as it happens, and we'll come on to that a bit later. But for the moment, roll VT. You've got time for a loop.
You know, maybe this isn't about an empty house. Maybe it's about that empty chair on the bridge of the Enterprise. Ever since I left Starfleet.
Recently, I'd become very much aware that there were fewer days ahead than there are behind.
They say time is the fire in which we burn.
We think that Soren has developed a weapon. A terrible weapon.
Soren doesn't care about weapons or power. He just cares about getting back to the Nexus. It's a doorway. If you go, you're not gonna care about anything. Not the ship, not Soren. All you'll want is to stay in the Nexus. You're not gonna want to come back.
Now you'll have to excuse me, Captain. I have an appointment with Eternity, and I don't want to miss.
Did you have time to make a sandwich there, Richard?
Hmm?
Wasn't that splendid? Wasn't that better than any official trailer that actually came out for Generations?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's run through some of these answers in the chase competition.
Someone's actually... Alan's got that right. James was there. He had to stand in front of me as we exited the interview area. Yes, so Megan's actually got that right. But is that too vague? I don't know. I think perhaps I'm going to have to come clean now and say yes. This, yes, you got it right there. So
it was a Darbo girl.
Oh.
So come on, Richard, tell us and put us out of our suspense. It's been going on for nearly 8 weeks now. So
in the late 90s, I was at university when DS9 was at its high point. I used to watch it every Thursday night. And in particular, I used to enjoy Chase Masterson. And as you can imagine from my personality on this show, I was a rather shy and retiring individual at university. And I was always very scared to talk to women, in particular beautiful ones. But after watching this is absolutely true. After watching DS9, I thought, you know what? It really doesn't matter that I'm short and unattractive or whatever. If I fancy a girl, it doesn't matter if she's
short nonsense.
But it really, I lacked a bit of confidence talking to the opposite sex. But after watching Lita and Rom's romance flourish, I thought, do you know what? All I have to do is obviously get a little drunk, and it'll give me confidence, and I can talk to whatever woman I want. And I approached, and this is genuinely off the back of watching DS9. I approached a woman who was very beautiful and way out of my league, off the back of watching that. And she later became my wife. And I just wanted to thank Chase Masterson for that. And that's what moved her to her emotional response.
Oh,
Beautiful story.
what a beautiful story. Wow. There we go.
Here's my eye.
That's touched a lot of people. Right, James, you're. Let's have a look. You've got Anne-Marie crying. Well done.
Oh,
look at this. Right, going back to James's trailer. Awesome trailer, making people want to watch Generations again.
It is.
I think Generations is unfairly slated. I don't know why people don't like it, but you have Picard and Kirk on screen together. You have Kirk's swan song. You see the Enterprise D for the first time, big screen and CGI. You see the TNG crew, big screen for the first time.
I'll tell you why people do
DS9 uniforms. You have a proper movie plot. You've got a proper movie villain. I mean, what's not to like about Generations?
Because the story was crap. That's why people didn't like it. That's that. I mean, it had the right cast, and it had Malcolm McDowell, wasn't it? It had everything was right, apart from like the problem Doctor Who has right now. The writing was terrible. That's the issue.
One of the things about Generations.
I mean, it could have been a better film, I grant you, but
Generations is in my top
it's unfairly critiqued.
Generations is in my top 4 Star Trek movies, and I think the problem with Generations is this: you look at Generations as a film, and you think, at the age we were all, because we're all a very similar age, at the age we all sort of watched Generations, it was like you say, it was mind blowing, big screen, all the rest of it. The next one was First Contact, and as much as Generations was brilliant, First Contact is better. And you always think,
kind of like Christopher Eccleston was a superb Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But then David Tennant came along and was so good as Doctor Who that Eccleston was forgotten.
Yeah, same thing.
No, your analogy is completely defunct there. No, Generations was poor on so many more levels than Eccleston wasn't. He was a great Doctor and he was a great actor and he had some wonderful stories to play. Generation had all the right ingredients apart from a decent story to follow. The Nexus. What even was it? Come on.
The problem with the Nexus in that they say he's trying to get back into it, but you can't just fly into it with a ship. Well, that's exactly what he did at the beginning when he was on the Lacour. And he
had all the right ingredients apart from it. Why
can't you fly into it with a ship? That was the only major plot.
You know the bit of Generations where Data does his little life forms bit? Well, that actually wasn't...
Forms.
Yep, that's the one.
You lovely little life forms. Where are you?
That was Brent Spiner ad-libbing, and if you look at all the reactions of all the rest of the crew, like Frakes and Curtis and Dawn and all that in the background, those are their genuine reactions because they were looking around going, what the is he doing? That wasn't in the script.
So
the Hobbit's leaf had overtaken him.
Okay, so I'm going to just make you all stop for a second. Right, this is where we normally end the show. We're going to very quickly, if you don't mind, if you're happy to carry on watching for another 5 or 7 minutes, we're going to hammer this out. You can keep 4 Star Trek movies, boys and girls. Which 4 do you keep?
Galaxy Quest, Generations, Wrath of Khan, First Contact.
In that order?
Well, no, not necessarily in that order. You said 4.
Okay, in order then.
All right. Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
First Contact, Generations, Galaxy Quest.
Okay, I'll have them 4.
And by the way, I want to run this as a competition for next week. I want people to vote on what are the best Trek movies in order. Let's get all 14 of them or whatever, including the JJ ones if you must. And obviously they'll be in the bottom 4. or 3, however many there are. But, let's rank them once and for all. Let's sort this out. Wrath of Khan obviously is number 1.
Okay. Well, 4 Star Trek.
Galaxy Quest counts.
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a controversial one in. Insurrection.
That's dire.
And then probably go with Star Trek 4 after that, because it's one I've got lots of fond memories on from being a kid. And then I'll go First Contact.
Wow, you didn't even go Wrath of Khan.
I did. That was my number 1. Were you not listening?
Okay, sorry, you did go Wrath of Khan. Richard, what are you going with?
I'll go with Wrath of Khan, Into Darkness, Insurrection, and then the one with the whales.
Okay. So the correct answer is Undiscovered Country. Then it's First Contact. Then it is Star Trek 5. Because what does God need with a spaceship?
I've got a lot of love for Star Trek.
And then it's Generation.
Hang on a minute. Dan, like Star Trek 5 with Cyborg. Are you...
Star Trek 5 is a great film.
Don't worry. I'll mute him.
Just a minute. Hang on. I've got something I need to show you. This...
Jem, you don't ask the Almighty for his ID.
Is a radio-controlled poo, okay? I would rather spend an hour and a
Why
half
have you got that?
than I would with that particular Star Trek film. I'd have more fun with it.
Oh, dear.
Right, let's just put this up here. Anne-Marie knows something we don't.
What's SNW?
Crazy
World. Oh, yes, there's news about that this week, isn't there? Anson Mount and some of the other cast have been on going, look, we're making Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, we've done that. But Dan put up the thing with the actors and that.
We seem to have
earlier.
video.
Anyway. All right, Jay. Richard, people want to know, what did you do? Why do you have a remote control poo?
Right, so this is a subject of some consternation in my house. So my son received this as a Christmas present. I can't remember who from.
Not me.
And it didn't come with batteries, and it has a control that has spin, drive, and fart written on it. There you go. And for some time, my son has been angry with me that I've refused to it wants those stupid, expensive batteries for the remote control. And I've said, I'm not being funny. I'm not paying out for it's not going to happen. What are you going to do with it? And my son was 9 when he got it, and he worked out radio frequencies, and he figured out that another radio control for another one of his toys will actually make it drive around like No, it's not Cole, Anne-Marie. It's not.
I'm a little bit disappointed that nobody in the comments is sticking up for me on Star Trek 5. Or, hold on, Linda.
You may be disappointed, Dan, you may be disappointed, but are you surprised?
I'm now trying to work out Roman numerals because Linda's put me in Roman numerals.
Yeah, no, none of those are 5, mate.
No, none of 5.
5 is a V if it helps.
Yeah, fine.
Are you feeling a little sore?
Yeah. Just get to the point. Get to the point. See, 6 is a good film. Anne-Marie, I'm with you on 6.
6 is a great film. 5, Dan, I'm not against you on 5.
I just wouldn't put it in the top 4.
I'm not necessarily top 4. Maybe top 5.
Best 6 line. Does anyone know anything about a radiation leak? Only the
size of my head.
Yes. Did we fire torpedoes? Bless. What a film. In fact, I might go and watch 6 tonight, after this.
6 is a great film.
It is.
I mean, Christopher Plummer. I mean, wow.
In fact, I'm going to throw this out there.
Great Christopher Plummer.
9 p.m. on Tuesday, so 2 days' time. we will watch Generations on Trekkie's Guide to the Galaxy and on Riker's Beard and throw up some random chat. And if you want to watch it on
I've got a court day on Tuesday, so I'll be looking for some relaxed time afterward.
And if you want to
Generations in a while, I'll be up for that.
Yeah,
Generations obviously has to be watched on a Tuesday because Tuesday is the name of the game on the Generations.
Anyone who doesn't get that, you have to join us to watch it.
Anyone who flags off Generations, I'll cut you.
Ooh.
You could James be
having that cocktail again, James.
Toilet night and tequila.
What, the end?
Yeah, it had the end.
All the sequences with the shuttle are brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that scene, not the one you're thinking of where it crashes into the hangar bay, the one where it lands and all the Marines get out the back. That's brilliant. I love that.
Right.
What does God want with a starship? That was a good bit.
But it's not God. That's the whole point.
Right. Yes. So where Tuesday 9 p.m. we will open up a chat on the Riker's Beard and on here. We might even just throw us for. I'm not sure how it will work. We'll work something out. Keep an eye on both
out and then put it onto the pages to let people know.
And you can comment along, and we will all just comment and start it at roughly
on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What mode are we watching it on?
Probably HD.
On what?
A television.
Yeah, most people have got the films.
Well, yeah, but there are different versions, aren't
but
there?
we'll just say start at the start and everyone will push play at the same time, James. It's not complicated.
Leave the technical side to us, James.
Just you need to ring down to your butler and ask him to ring the projectionist and come to your house, okay?
Yes, I'll go down to the cinema room.
It's right past the library, okay?
Get your under butler to do it. Oh no, wait! You sacked him. Get your third footman to do it. Oh no, wait!
Alfred, fire up the projector.
Oh, now this is an interesting one. Are there any plans for another trivia night? Yes, there are.
What trivia night?
So let me just pick it up my phone because the date has been booked. I just need to find the booking. Talk amongst yourselves while I do.
This is trivia.
Okay. Tuesday, the 23rd of March at 8 p.m. on the Showmasters Comic-Con page. I'm doing the trivia night on that one. So if you want to join for that one, that's 8 p.m. UK time on Tuesday, the 23rd of March. Showmasters General Geeky All Things Quiz. And I'm hosting that.
Hey, Dan, we must be coming up to our first anniversary of doing this show. So was that around Easter? Should we do an Easter special?
We should. We should probably do an Easter special.
We should do a special. Definitely.
Lockdown was the 23rd of March last year, the original one. So I think that's about when we started doing this.
I thought it was the 16th, but okay.
Well, no, the 20th was when the Prime Minister said all the pubs must close by no later than tonight. Yeah. So I, for one, ran to the nearest pub.
Me too. I didn't. Yeah.
23rd, which was a Monday, I think, was when he said, right, that's it. Everyone's got to stay at home.
Okay. Yes, so it's coming up to a year. Crikey, a whole year. And we've done international shows and all kinds in a year.
I know.
We've had special guest stars. We've had celebrities. We had Nude Tuesday. We've had everything.
We've had aliens. We've had aliens from the show.
Yeah, we've had some really good. Maybe we should do a montage. Like a best of.
Should we just do a montage of every cocktail James has made and just get him to drink in one quick succession?
So you don't find the original footage. You want me to make them all and just down them?
We could do this on Tuesday.
Have them lined up.
I'll tell you what, Tuesday, Generations.
All Generations drinking game.
Oh, God. Something new from Focus 3.
2 seconds. Oh, it burns like fire. Sorry. Oh, I'm going to hell. Right. Right. Yeah, that's the end of the show. We've been on for.
No, it's not. Wait, I haven't done the weather. Right.
Oh, yes, Cisco's weather.
Cisco's weather. Ba-ba-ba-boom.
There will be outbreaks of rain. In the evening, will ease to isolated showers overnight, and clear breaks up will develop. A moderate wind will continue.
And he can live with it.
Wonderful.
I can live with it.
Boys, girls, and everybody else in between, thank you so much for tonight. It has been much fun. We have gone 50 minutes over our allocated time. We are sorry if we have delayed you for anything you wanted to do. We will see you Tuesday for our watch along with Star Trek Generations. Details of this will be posted on the Trekkies Guide to the Galaxy and the USS Riker's Beard. We'll be starting at 9 p.m. UK time. Make sure if you're in the world, how your daylight savings is working with that.
Well, we're watching Generations, yeah? Not that Star Trek 6 crap.
Yeah. Generation. You will need to find a copy of it yourself. I'm sure you can find one on Amazon, or you probably have one. I mean, it will just be in the chat. 3, 2, 1, start.
Get it through Amazon. Dan's got a link. You can buy it through.
Yeah, I'll put that onto the page. So, Generations watch along.
1 month trial with Amazon.
Yes, thanks to your loyalty to the Trekkies Guide Talking Trek Beard thing.
A year on, and Richard still doesn't know what we're called. Amazing. That is it. My name's been Dan. This has been Let's Talk Trek. Thank you very much for our guest tonight. Dan. As always, Richard, Carl,
it's been lovely,
and James.
It's been emotional.
We haven't seen him this happy since Liverpool won the Premiership.
Is that association football?
It is.
That's the one where they don't pick it up.
Ah.
Ooh, Richard, you might be able to watch Generations from your hot tub.
I don't have a hot tub yet.
If you'd like to help Richard fund his hot tub, don't forget the payment link is at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Thank you so much for tonight. That has been it. Au revoir.
Look after yourselves and each other. Take care, everyone. No,
Are we off the air yet?